Okay. And I'm still going into the... Why does that look better than the last time I played? It's fine. But, where we left off, the car is mostly built. And I see all doors forget that they're open, but the lights don't forget that they're on. Yeah, the car's mostly built. The things I know that I am missing is I am missing the, I am missing wheels, which I assume I will also need separately tires for them. Oh, you're still super hot here. I wonder if I leave that closed, if it'll just keep building up. Like, if we turned off the heat on it. I also may or may not have ditched my uncle's van in a ditch. Alright. So, I think... Oh, and one experiment I want to do that I don't know the answer for is, do these things go bad? So I'm going to deliberately just chuck you in the corner on the counter. And just let it sit there. Basically, we're writing off that food just to science. And send your cookie on their 425 stream streak. So thank you so much for the ridiculous stream streak there. Catch the last 425 streams without missing one. See, before long, no one will watch Lifetime. You don't know anyone to watch the channel? Yeah, I mean, that happens. So yeah, so we look at our car. The things I know I am missing is, obviously, I don't have wheels. And when I say wheels, I'm talking the rims and the tires. I don't know if those come as a package deal. That's what the envelope is. Why are you not... Oh, right, I have to go inside. Alright. And then the other one I remembered after stream is I had pointed out a bunch of times that the serpentine belt that goes there is missing. Now, I know where I get the wheels. The wheels, I've got an envelope with the order on it. That's easy. The tires may come on the wheels, they might not come on the wheels. I honestly don't know. We're going to learn that. And then, I'm going to actually eat before we go. Sentient Cookie's not human. He is Sentient Cookie. Yep. Basically, deal with my needs before we head out. But, my guess is either one... There is a car part shop or service shop or something, like some place I can buy car parts that I've missed so far. Because I was also thinking, if I were to ever lose a part and I can't get them anymore, it'd be game over. So there's got to be a way to tackle that. Especially with, like, all the upgrades for cars. We've got the magazine here, and it's got a handful of parts. Like, we got a bunch of trim pieces. We have the rims that we need to order. We've got cosmetic stuff. We've got gauges and all that. These are a couple of upgrade parts. But, like, it's only a handful of them. So it's clearly not everything. Alright. But what I want to do today is... I've got a couple of things. One, I want to finish the car, obviously. And I don't mean this in-game day, I mean today's stream day. I want to finish the car so it runs, even if poorly. I am going to need to explore the part of the map I haven't looked at yet. So right now, the things we've explored in the map is I've gone down into the west and around to the town. And I know that area. I know there's the farm that we do the hay to the far north because we got that objective, so I put a little pin there, so I know that's at least where I deliver the hay. I don't know if that's where I get the hay. And we got all that. But I haven't explored the east side of the town with, like, what is it, Lop? We also have the wood drop-off is on the east side. And thank you for the follow, welcome to stream. We're not hungry and thirsty. It's, the gauge fills up, is the thing. So it's how hungry we are, not how full we are. Okay. You know, I've seen it both ways. Okay, you're still full. I was worried it was gonna reset it, and I'd have to recut all that wood again. So I want to drop off the wood. Oh, another thing I observed after stream was I realized, like, we were working on the clutch and all that, and then we had the gearbox. So I was sitting there, I was like, man, I'm not remembering something. I remember an entire thing with, like, the transmission. Like, having to have, like, the, with, like, the transax where you have, like, all the different... It's not the transax. I always forget the name of it. It doesn't matter. It's the thing with all the different gears on it, so when you push the clutch, it pulls it away. And then you'd shift your gears, it shifts it over, it puts it back in place. Alright, note to self. This tractor drives like a tractor. I know, it's a real shocker. You would never expected it. Flywheel, clutch, clutch plate. Right, there's all that, but there's a separate part where you actually have the different gears down below. Because all a transmission's doing is it's changing your gear ratios. So that you're going from big gear to smaller gear, to big gear to not as small gear, to big gear to similarly sized gear. That give you different torque profiles based on the gear ratio. Where you have the bigger gear to the smaller gear gives you much more rotations per minute on the smaller gear, but a lot more resistance to turning that gear, versus two same-size gears have very little resistance between them. So I understand, like, the clutch plate and all, the flywheel and all that, but, like, the gearbox itself, and this is just an enclosed magic box. Whereas in reality, there's a whole bunch of parts and systems inside that as well. And that's what was catching me, because it's like, man, I remember taking that whole column with all the gears out of my transmission in my first car, because the guy who drove that car before me drove it like an absolute moron. He drove a car like a race car and just tore the whole thing up. So I had to take that out, we re-welded, and then returned it on a metal lathe. I didn't already hit my turn, right? I'm pretty sure I'm on track. Yeah, we're on track, I think. But yeah, and it's fine. It's just one of those things that I observed. I'm like, there's more parts here. But that's kind of the same thing with, like, a lot of the wiring. You have wiring harnesses and all sorts of stuff. Do we need to count for how many times to get lost? Probably not. I'm pretty sure I know where I am. If not, I'm going to be real sad. Because I don't believe we hit the T yet. I think I'm just forgetting the distance. Tractor not the fastest. Which checks out for anyone who's ever lived near tractors. The route from my parents' house to where I went to college, there was 2 main routes to get there. And there was one route that it had a lot of stoplights, but otherwise it was pretty fast, multiple lanes, all that good stuff. But then there was the second route, which had like no traffic lights for like 90% of the way, but was like one of those roads that just wound all over the place, where it was solid lines like 90% of the time because you couldn't see around any of the corners to pass safely. And it was also the one that tractors would take back and forth. And so it was always a gamble. Do you take the one where you're gonna deal with like lots of traffic and lots of stop and go, but there's a much better top speed and a chance of it getting properly like blocked up is very low? Or do you take the road less traveled, where if there's no tractor on it, you're going to make really good time, but if there is a tractor on it, you're going to make really bad time? You love doing the skateboards? You love the skateboards? I do enjoy that. It's really 50-50 if I'm being thrown by the speed or if I have turned the wrong way. Because I need to turn left at the fork, and I don't think we reached the fork. I think I'm being just thrown off by this thing goes a fraction of the speed I can get on my moped. Go! You're fully throttled. I can't turn it up anymore. You enjoy the skateboards, but they don't love you. I know that feel. Like, we'll know. See, part of the reason I'm not worried if we do make the wrong turn here is that means I will have the tractor by where I got the van stuck, and I might be able to retrieve the van with the tractor. Go. Come on. No, actually, I think we're just about to arrive at the tracks. The tracks are just after it, so I'm just expecting this to be faster. I'm glad we used the restroom and ate first. Come on, use your momentum, carry over the next hill. I never got too big onto skateboards. I was always more into rollerblades. But, the road I lived on sucked for it. It was the concrete they make out of the broken up, like, shells and everything. And every once in a while you have a bit of that get, like, stuck between two of your wheels, and suddenly one of your feet would stop moving and you just flip. You must need a new tractor. I mean, it's not even my tractor, I'm borrowing it. What am I looking at? Why is there yellow and red tape there? Don't know, drove right through it, didn't bother anything, so. Okay, so what should happen here is we'll go up ahead and there'll be a spot where it makes a little loop, and then just north of that's the wood dropout according to the pin we saw on the map. So that means when I get a chance to turn left onto any type of proper road, and then when I say proper, I'm talking dirt included here. So next left we have on a dirt road that isn't to like a house or something. We take that, and I believe it's on the left-hand side, again, according to the map, but I'm not sure. I am curious about this drop-off, because the other items I've dropped off, I've had to fill up a thing that I could hold in. I'm pretty sure we just killed that person. So maybe we'll get some free parts on the way back. Oh, is there a race going on? I mean, this is the road that just goes around. Oh, it is Saturday. Okay, so race on Saturday. Well, like heck am I not doing work on Saturday? Unless I can, to which point I'll be very upset about this if we drive out here and drop it off and... all that. No, I should be working on Saturday? On the contrary, I am working on my car, not working my... I mean, actually, that's not true. I'm literally doing a job right now, so I can't actually back that up with anything. I was gonna say, it's like, I'm working on my car, which is a personal thing. Like, well, no, I'm actually hauling wood right now. Yeah, they're dead. Yep. That's our plan for winning the race, is we'll just take a big heavy vehicle and eliminate the competition. Why do half of you look the exact same? And why are half of you staring directly into trees? Okay, so this is where the loop is. I'm gonna mark there was a water pump there. A little squiggle. So if I'm ever dying of dehydration, I know I could stop there. Oh, if they come around this corner, someone's gonna die. Because, no passing. Especially bad since I have to go extra slow because it's an upward hill. Yeah, so I'm going to suspect the next left we run into is probably where the wood goes. There's never passing anyways. Yeah, but I could at least go off onto the shoulder a little and let them squeeze by. I don't really have that here either. The shoulder's straight up a ditch. Well, luckily for us, we didn't have any cars come around that whole time. Holy crap, man, bring a lunch with you. Oh, this is worse than the last area. Okay, well, there's a right here that could be the railroad track. Maybe it's on the right that we're looking for. Dead. I'm gonna try here. I thought it was on the left-hand side. Would you stop? You earned that. So I assumed I had to park it on the green. Because that looks where I bring it, right? Like there's a tarp there that feels definitive. I'm gonna walk right over here and peek over the hill. Because I do have an arrow pointing that it was south of the railroad tracks, according to the markers I saw. Maybe you can't deliver on Saturday? That's what I'm afraid of. We're just gonna go right around this bend. And see if I can't see the railroad track and whatever. I'll be a little annoyed if we can't do it on Saturday, because, like, as much as there's good in-game discoverability, that kind of stuff where it's not clear kind of sucks. But don't get me wrong, you learn it and then you know not in the future. Just like in real life? No, in real life, they go, hey, can you deliver some wood? And I'm like, cool. Can I deliver on Saturday? And they go, no. And you go, ah, okay, then I won't deliver it on Saturday. Yeah, no, that's the whole thing. It's just the way the game is. So maybe this is where I bring it? Oh, it's right over there. Maybe I bring it here? This doesn't feel like... This is more the right position I marked on the map. Because I'm assuming the railroad track is right there. Let's try bringing it here. The green tarp felt like a tell being like, this is the spot. But this is more aligned with where I marked on the map. Okay. So we'll try that, because I don't think there's a button to, like, deliver the wood. So my assumption is it'd be like the other ones where we just park in the place the guy would, you know, say, like, thank you for delivery, and then give me money. Or it'd tell me it's like, it's not full, and then it would stare angrily at the game. Because those are the kind of things that make me not want to play anymore, where it's like, you haven't given me any way to clearly see that it's full. I'm assuming it's way more than full. Like, it's extra paranoid about it. But, you never know. I'm assuming it'd be like before, where I just back this into it. All right. I don't know if I had a prompt on it. And it just connected the last time when I bumped into it. We have been paid. There we go, a little distance. Okay, I just had to get more distance to allow me. Okay, so we just go around the corner here. Let's try dropping it off at the next place. And then if that doesn't work, I don't know. Because I do have it marked as being south of the railroad track. So it's one of these two houses. And it could be that we can't deliver on Saturday. I honestly don't know. I do wish the game bothered to communicate any of it clearly. Like, I don't mind it being janky, but that is one where it's like, do this thing. How do you do it? I'm not telling. And it's not like your typical figure it out kind of things. It's just like basic mechanics. We'll see. Why is it so ridiculously dark? Shouldn't be nearly that late in the day. Oh, there's high beams and low beams, I see. Hey, Rift, how's it going? Yeah, 'cause I don't see anywhere that seems like a clear, hey, this is where the wood goes. It's one of these two houses. The other one felt way more like the right house. You can't interact with any of these doors or anything. This is a wood pile here. The other one didn't have a wood pile. I didn't check. I don't think we can go... Do I have to, like... go ahead more? But there's a pump. No, that guy's drunk gets bit. No, that guy's drunk got... No, that's drunk guy's bit. There's a man standing next to the door. Oh, so then is the indicator on the map we saw earlier just wrong? Let me interact with the parking brake, please. There you go. Well, that sucks that they give you indicators in the game and they're not even right. You need to pull far enough forward to... get to let me detach and reattach. I hate how scratched up the window is. I can't even see out of it hardly. Hey, Braxton, how's it going? It's kind of hoping I just pull forward to get out of this and circle back. It's weird we're getting so like wedged in on a tractor like this. Why can I, is that like not drivable terrain or something? Like what's going on with this? Come on. It seems like the deep green might be you can't drive on it. Which means I might have this all sorts of wedged in here in a bad way. Because I've got him solidly behind here now. Yeah, can't seem to go to the right anymore at all, so I just gotta kind of wiggle it back and forth so we can turn around. I'm hitting the wrong buttons. Alright, please let me just get out to the road now. Oh, it's such a weird groove that like this tractor can't handle it. I'm just like wedged up against it. And that's if the wheels turn solidly to the left, too. Thing's practically laying on its side, unfortunately. I mean, we are moving forward. The problem is, we're gonna hit that fence, and either A, the fence is gonna get destroyed, or most likely the fence is gonna be rigid and indestructible. And that'll be the end of it. Oh, it's starting to level out a little bit. It's so weird that it's just like... Alright, so change the plan. Because that's not getting better. I'm gonna try to detach this. I don't know how strict its positioning is. I might die here. Because of how long this is taking. It's just the fact that we have, like, terrain I'm not allowed to drive on, you just get stuck. Because the rate we're going, we have no vehicles I can drive. They're trying to, like, pivot the vehicle, but it just sinks back into this little ditch. Well, killing it. Because we're proper stuck. We're not getting this out. I'll literally just stay there and starve to death. Can I walk on it? Yeah, I can walk on it. Why is it so that... Oh, like... So yeah, like I'm noticing the... Not only does the wheels sink in, they sink into the terrain too. You can see here with like the log where it's sunk into the terrain as well. Hey, it's actually, here's a question. I have noticed this is like super powerful a couple of times. What's happening here? The tractor's stuck in the tiniest little ditch ever, but cannot move at all because of it. When's the last time you say? We've only been streaming for the game for like maybe 20-30 minutes. So literally before we started this delivery. Yeah. Because I'm pretty sure we starved to death on our way back. It's just too far of a run. So we're going to end up having to restore back. Unfortunately. Because basically we're stuck. I also have no idea if the game... Yeah. Yeah, no, I'm more annoyed by how incredibly lacking on any capability the tractor has. Because that's pretty sad. Yeah, no, the problem was just the fact that, like, the fence is rigid and everything forever. Well, I don't know that, Cookie. I don't know if we actually tried to deliver to the correct spot and it's not available on Saturdays. Like, that's kind of... That is the one thing I would say, as much as the game is janky and that's supposed to be endearing and all that, that is one of the things that is kind of a, So it is on the right side of the road. I think it was at that first house we went to where I tried to drop it on the green spot. You might be right that it might not be available on Saturday, so we will not do that because that's going to be my guess now, is that's just not available on Saturdays. Because we did deliver to what looks like the right house, and just nothing happened. And it could be that I didn't, like, I need to interact with someone or something. Like, it's not clear. Because janky physics aside, when the challenge is, I don't know if I'm interacting with the game correctly, there's a lot of stuff about that, like, yeah, that's not endearing. It's such a weird game. Alright, anyways. So that aside, what we'll do instead is... I'm trying to think, because we probably want to be careful driving the moped right now with the rally race going on. Oh, we still have our, Can smoke while showering and peeing, yeah. We still have the motor oil and coolant down here at the dock. That I remember we grabbed those last night, but it was too dark for me to find my way back to the dock to bring them in, so I just left them there. So, alright. Some things we could work on is, one, I could bring the envelope for our wheels to do that. That's one thing we can knock out today, is run over to the shop and turn that in, because it was somewhere over there was the drop-off for. I remember that. We haven't been to Lape, or however you pronounce it, which is over there somewhere. That's where I mentioned the moped. Just because I could drive the moped over there, but then my immediate hesitation was like, wait a second, we got this rally race or whatever going on that I definitely don't want to be on the road going the opposite direction as those cars on a moped. How far have you gotten this game? I saw you playing it the other day. This is the farthest we've gotten. We're right at the edge of having our car working. I need the serpentine belt, the wheels, and the tires that I'm aware of. And then after that, I believe we've got a fully assembled car. But I mean, this is my first time playing. Literally, this is day 3. Did you build the car without a guide as well? Yeah. I've deliberately not been looking up any information on the game. That's a means for in the title where it says blind. It means that I'm going into this with no prior knowledge and all that. Like, I've rebuilt engines in real life, so I was able to put together most of it pretty easily. Like, I only had 1 or 2 parts that kind of head scratched, because, you know, like, one, my car didn't have a distributor, so I didn't have, or sorry, it did have a distributor. It didn't have a carburetor, so that was a different part for me. And then, like, the distributor, it's like, I know I had one of these, but man, I couldn't remember where the heck it went. And then some of the places, even if you know where they go, where it actually wants you to put, you know, put stuff was really tricky. Yeah. We're normally when people say it's a blind playthrough, it means they literally are looking up nothing about the game the whole time. That's also why I have, like, the no backseating. Now, granted, I guess with the no backseating, I'm probably okay with stuff like that where they're like, hey, deliver this, but I'm not going to tell you what days it's eligible. Oh, and I'm not going to tell you this stuff, and I'm not going to tell you that stuff. Because that's just kind of annoying. Because then mechanically you kind of sit there and go, like when we went to visit Grandma to drop off her stuff and she just wasn't there, I don't mind people at that point telling me, hey, she's not available at this hour, because the game gives you no information, no feedback, no anything to know that's even a mechanic. So you're like, oh, am I just at the wrong house? Am I doing this wrong? Like, that to me is not fun game discovery. That's the game being, like, it's fun. The game is fun in a lot of ways because there's a lot of stuff that's well done in the game, and then there's a lot of stuff that's like game design really bad. The lack of audio controls entirely, that almost was enough to make me refund the game and just be like, I'm just not gonna bother. I'm glad we went forward with it, but like, I'm sorry. I know there's a whole, hey, we're going for kind of silly janky game, but like basic functionality is something you should still keep. If you're like, but it's Unity, I'm like, yeah, there's really good games made in Unity. Alright, so we've got all that sorted out. Let's grab the envelope and take the boat over to the art place. I feel like that makes more sense. I'm a little worried about jumping in the on the moped with the rally racers going around. I'm worried that I'm just gonna get smacked by a rally racer and that'll just be the end of it. So this is for our wheels. Let's see, we had a game where you needed to use a Windows audio for the game to lower it, as it didn't respect your audio settings, and it didn't really have them for the game. Yeah, that's exactly what happened here. Literally, that's exactly what this game's got going on. Is there are no audio settings at all. If you go into your settings, you have graphics, you have your controls, and that's that. There's like no audio settings or anything like that. So like, for it being just a weird janky game, okay. But like, this game came out, what was it, like 2008 or something like that? 2007, 2008? So I'm gonna have to look it up. We had audio controls. Here's a hint. The original Roller Coaster Tycoon had audio controls. Well predates this. So that's kind of always the catch when you're playing like the janky simulation games. There's some that's just like the physics are janky. Like that, what was it? The Park Ranger? It's something like Ranger Simulator or Park Ranger Simulator or something like that. That was a real janky game too. But like they had audio controls and all that. Their UI was atrocious. But the functionality did exist. Okay, sure. Before we go anywhere, I don't even know what gas you use. New plan. Because I don't know if that uses just regular gasoline, which I don't even know if I have any of that handy. I don't imagine that's 2-cycle. So I'm a little worried about taking this letter and moving it by the moped as well. That'll just bounce off the moped and I'll never find it again, which I guess doesn't matter. I could just go to the magazine and do it again. I guess I got little to lose. All right. Okay. Driving mode. Like, just give me a button to pick it up. It looks like the kickstand's back down. Okay, well that explains that. I was like, why did I tip over so hard? Because my kickstand ate the ground. So what we're gonna want to do is we're gonna want to get off this and onto the actual like major road pretty much as early as we can. That way we don't die to some rally car. See, I might think, how many hours do you think you get out of this game? I have no idea. The game doesn't give you any information about anything, really, so you can't make any type of informed decision about any of that. Hi, Van. How you doing? Because something tells me the AI does not take into consideration if you're in its way or not. Yeah, I don't know that I would do a couple hundred hours. Honestly, with how much information they don't give you, I think I'd just get frustrated after a while. Like, I've been enjoying what I've been playing so far, but I could definitely see where my patience would run out with the hiding of so much. Alright, my letter's back there. Like, I enjoy challenging games, but when a challenging game, it's like, what makes it challenging? Oh, it's just busted as hell. That's more fun for the gimmick of it. Surprised I haven't seen another car yet. And clearly where I wrote up my map, I have something wrong because I was supposed to have a left turn back there somewhere so I can get onto the highway versus still being on the rally track. Like, it's kind of a shame. Like, the game has so much going for it. I made the comment yesterday, it would be really nice for someone to make a game like this. It's pretty much exactly what I figured. Alright. So it said saving. Oh no, we got hit by a car. What? That's cool, but how do I get home? And then where's my moped and my helmet? Like, this is the destination I wanted to reach, but with my envelope. You'd love for Car Mechanic Simulator to build a racing aspect that is this game has, but you also like but you also love Car Mechanic Simulator to explain tweaking the gear ratios better. Because it's infuriating because using real life information ratio has no rear end grip. Yeah, but that's the whole thing. Is I like the idea. So I wanted to see if I overlooked any parts here. Because we're looking for the serpentine belt.
Onko minä ikinä kertonut minun painiurasta? Joo, minä olin Peräjärven Holuppeen Hookkani. Minun puolujuttakin on maailman kuulu, mutta menestyksen tiellä on se, kun minun mikkitajat ei ollut kovin kummosia.
I mean, they call it an alternator belt, but sure.
Mistä sinä poika suuta toimeen, että minä tervasta. Kiitoksia ja tervetuloa uudelleen.
Alright, well, I mean, I guess I can walk across the lake, maybe? Does this mean I no longer own a moped? Am I just gonna run out of vehicles? Is that the way this is gonna play out? You do GTA stuff? Well, that's the thing. Most of the cars I've seen are just objects I can't interact with. But yeah, no, I would love the concept of this game, except not like the physics jank and all that can be kind of fun. Like that's fine. But like the whole thing is like, go take this to this place. Where do I get it? I'm not telling. And where do I drop it? I'm also not telling. You're like, oh, so do the thing, but you're not telling me the thing with the thing that you're not telling me about. Cool game. But yeah, no, I like the idea of having a game where you start with like a disassembled piece of junk car, but maybe a little bit polished. What am I looking at? a race start. I'm clearly not going the way I thought I was going. I'm assuming that's like event parking or something like that. Oh wait, didn't we end up having to run past the yeah. The way I'm looking, I just need to go that way. That'll take me to the water. Alright, so let's walk back home. Yeah, there's the church. Let's see, the designer of the game is a huge troll. Some of the things are bad game design, some of the things are designed to be personally frustrating and annoying. Right, but counter argument, making stuff purposely frustrating and annoying is also bad game design. But yeah, that's the thing. The game is kind of teaching me, it's like, hey, you know what? There's demand for a not trolly version of this game. Like, a game where your walk speed isn't horrendously bad. Walking home? Well, I was on my moped, and I got hit by a car, and then I died. Mods help with that? Man, if I got a mod to make the game fun, I'll just uninstall it. People know that's a thing that's been true of pretty much every game. That, like, if your game depends on mods to be enjoyable, that means you need to fix your game. On the plus side, this is tangible progress. On the downside, I don't know where my moped is. So the question is, and I'm believing based on the way the game is operated so far, the answer is probably yes, that I can literally just walk across the lake home. If not, then I don't know how to continue, because with how fast you starve and dehydrate, I don't know how we get back without dehydrating along the way. Do you have a map? Nope, there's no map in the game. The only real UI in the game is those over there. That stuff up in the corner, that's my only real UI. If I hit escape, I just see that. It's a deliberately like janky game. You played the game completely in mod just because you like to suffer? You're saying that some of the annoying things are modded out? Yeah, no, I gotcha. But yeah, no, like I said, I've got mixed feelings on the game, because on one hand, I like the concept, I like a lot of the stuff in the game, but on the other hand, there's stuff I'm like, yeah, I could see losing patience with that and just being like, you know what, never mind. Yes. Yeah, no, I took a copy of the map and I drew it. And then I've added stuff to it to tell where stuff was for myself. And then just from taking the boat previously, I know where there's that gap in the tree. Our dock is like here-ish. Watch there'll be something trolly, like an alligator or, you know, a shark or something grabs you if you swim too much or your character drowns. I wonder if anyone has seriously tried to make a My Summer Car-esque game, but sans the trolling. Because at a minimum, I want to get our car started. Like, and running. Ideally, because I know from people saying stuff, there's like a whole inspection thing. And one of the other ones that bothered me is I saw that there's the alternator and that you can pivot it. Now, in real life, usually the way you tension your serpentine belt I feel like I could see the future and the game is minutes away from being uninstalled. Oh no, we're nowhere near that. I do think it'll be one of those ones that if we get ourselves soft locked, I would stop there. Or if we get in the situation where like it's just not going to be fun to watch. Like say for example, the moped's just gone and the van is just gone. And so I have to like get the wheels one at a time from over there and walk them the whole way back kind of thing, then we would stop just because that wouldn't be fun for anyone to watch. Like there'd be no point in me streaming that because that'd be, you know, 20 minutes each way just carrying one wheel. Now they're recoverable? Yep, don't spoil where they're at. If the game doesn't tell me and we don't find it and then I stop playing the game, then that's what it is. Pretty sure we just died. I figured that was probably a thing. I think it was like either just a timer that if you're swimming for too long or if you go too deep. Yeah, no, it wasn't exhaustion, because I don't think our fatigue built up or anything like that. At least not that I noticed. Alright. And unfortunately, it's reaching nighttime pretty quick. And it's super duper dark at nighttime. Which means there's a pretty good chance it's going to end up happening here. Is even if I grab stuff, we'll probably just get out into... Sorry, we'll just probably get like out into walking home and then just die of dehydration or hunger depending on what I bring with me. Oh. You're closed. Alright. I was curious if that would do anything. Alright. I guess we walk home. Can't even buy a case of beer to bring me. I can buy a singular beer. Yeah, no, it did look like a bus stop. But we haven't seen any buses. That is a bus. I spoke too soon when it's like I haven't seen any buses, and then we went, you know, in the bus stop and all that, and like there wasn't an interaction. I was like, oh, clearly it's not functional. Is there...
Cox 5.
I didn't see if it charged me or not. Like, you're staring at me, man. I paid you, I think. Oh, he's holding out his hand? No, he's not. His hand is on the steering wheel. They can't crouch down to look closer. I'm assuming I just need to sit here for a minute. He's not looking... Well, he's looking at me now. Do you want me to put on my seatbelt or something? Because there's none of those. No, if I can't figure it out and we can't get home and we just die here again and again, I'll just close the game. That's just the matter of the game. I'm not going to sit here and be like, hey, I have to look up a guide just to play the game. That makes it a shit game. What do you want? Can't click on your thing. Tried hitting F, tried hitting this, tried hitting enter. That's fine, we'll just stay here. Try stepping off. Back on. Okay, he took the money. Our money did go down. We have paid. We've entered passenger mode. Okay, I think it just glitched. Okay, so we had to stop the bus. Luckily, I think we're leaving to the left. We're leaving to the left, I can actually guess where we're going. And maybe I can guess when I need to get off the bus. If we're going to the right, stop, look at where you're going. Stop staring at me. Look, dude, the road, pay attention. Alright, unfortunately it does appear that we might be turning right. Or not. We'll know here in a minute when he gets out to like the actual highway. Okay, we're still in town. That's literally where you picked me up, my guy. That's literally the shop. Oh, we're turning right. Okay, well, we're going where I don't know where we are. Why did you stop? Why are we... What? Okay. Is it because the car behind us got too close, so our car stopped, or the bus stopped trying to avoid collision? I can't really see any of the landmarks either to make stuff out until we're right on top of it. So we got a big building on the left of some kind. You want to yell at the bus driver? Yeah, it's just like, dude, bus driver, pay attention to the road. Stop staring at me constantly in your mirror. Like, it's my job to look around and see what's going on. Alright, what are you? Looks like a grain mill, maybe? The big silos there? He's like, you. Oh, he likes me? Look, man. He's giving me some serious stranger danger vibes, though. Well, there's the radio tower. So I incorrectly have the radio tower marked on the wrong side of the road. Good to know. Radio tower. That means we're on the north side of the map. Bus ride of shame. What killed you? We got hit by a rally car on our moped. And then we drowned trying to cross the lake to get back home. And then I got into the bus stop, I was like, oh, I guess this doesn't do anything. Started to walk up the road, saw the bus, and then ran back for the bus. Like, I didn't know there was a bus there until the whole thing. It's like, it clearly was a bus stop. Things are going well. Yeah. Although I am starting to hit the point where the game is becoming more frustrating than fun. Not because of the death even, but we went to do like the wood delivery thing and we took it to like both places that I thought it could be and couldn't figure out how to interact. And my guess is I just wasn't allowed to deliver it on Saturdays. But it's just kind of one of those things. I'm like, you know what? I'm kind of getting tired of like the game taking stuff that would be like common sense things in that world and all that and making them a big hassle. Like, a game doesn't need to handhold you, but at least being clear, it's like, hey, like the strawberry one's a good example. That one's like, fine, you grab the strawberries, you put them in the box, and there's very distinctly, okay, there's the full box of strawberries kind of thing. And I'm guessing the green tarp on the ground is where I'm supposed to deliver wood, but maybe it's not available on Saturdays. Like, just having it so, like, the guy'd be out there and be like, I mean, it wouldn't make sense for it to be like, hey, you can't deliver that today, or whatever. I don't know. Like, it's fun up until I run into those things. Then the game, like, that becomes not fun. Like, all the car building stuff, I very much have enjoyed, even though it doesn't give you any information there either. And there's definitely some real jank there. The driving around the map, that's fine, even though it's real janky and all that. But it's been a lot of the jobs and those kind of things that have been the pain point for me. Because they feel like the kind of things that realistically the way you learn the game is you look up someone else playing the game. Alright. It's gonna be really hard for me to tell in the dark when I need to get off the bus. I'm hoping that's my grandma, so that way she gets off, and I can use that as the way to figure things out. I've been trying to watch for the signs, but now that it's dark and the headlights are useless. There's like no landmarks to make anything out. Well, you can die in this game? Oh yeah, it's really easy to die in this game. Like, honestly, you dehydrate or starve to death in under 24 hours in the game. Like, you die really fast from those things. I can't see anything to do anything. Like, I honestly think we're just gonna end up dying of thirst on here because I won't be able to see how to get home. Like, I'm trying to watch for a sign that makes... I know where we live has a sign that says something like Kess, K-E-S-S. I'm trying to watch for that. Alright, Bassett, you have a good one. Can't see anything. Couldn't make a... Oh. I can't get up. Let me out. I think we overshot our destination. Yeah, I think that's a sign for the airport. Oh no, that's the wrong sign. Where are we? I think this might be the sign that goes to the airport and all that, which means I missed my bus stop, so I'll probably die of thirst trying to get to my bus stop. And by that I mean I'm gonna walk into the dark, not be able to see where we're going, and then slowly die of thirst. Which will respawn us back at the church. Where's north? Can't see the sun anymore. I believe north is around there. So I believe we're actually facing, like, east by northeast-ish. Maybe actually closer to east. I'm just kind of aiming for the gap in between the trees and following that. It's unrealistically dark for finished summer. I mean, it's unrealistically dark, or unrealistic that you die of hunger in the course of one day or die from stress in the course of one day. Even dying of dehydration in one day is pretty unrealistic. So as far as like the realism side of this, for people who get caught up on that, it's looking pretty bad. But that's usually when I talk about like realistic survival, like when people have the survival games that like their whole big hype is realism. That's not what I'm saying this is. This is very clearly not that. But like the green hells and all that out there, a lot of them, that is the reality. They're like, no, you gotta drink 3 times a day or you die. And you're like, that's not realistic. It's like, you dared make physical contact with the ground at any time. Parasites. You're like, what the hell is this place? You didn't floss after brushing once in your entire existence. Gingivitis. Go activate some coal and rub it in your eye. Did you notice a tiny... If there is, I can't do anything about it. Because I am full screen capturing it. I'm not window screen capturing it or anything like that. So if you're seeing weird rendering things, that's because the game didn't bother implementing itself properly. Hey, Kildrix! Thank you so much for the raid. I hope you had some fun with Vintage Story. I was lurking there a little bit earlier. For those who don't know Kildrix, absolutely fantastic content creator. Someone I definitely recommend checking out and all that good stuff. But welcome in, Raiders. But yeah, so right now we're in the progress of dying, in case you didn't notice. But yeah, so for those who don't know, Kildrix, absolutely fantastic content creator on the platform. I can no longer see if I'm on the road or not because I've lost my horizon line. But definitely worth checking out. Plays a whole lot of similar games as us over here. Playing some Vintage Storge today, which is a game I have not played, but also been doing like Schedule 1 and a whole bunch of other stuff. So good times over there. Definitely recommend checking them out. Also does like lots of RimWorld and a whole bunch of good stuff. Today, this is our 3rd day playing my summer car. I am brand new to the game and I am going into this blind, so I haven't looked up anything and all that. But we're actively working on dying right now because we did commit die, because I was playing permadeath for the first 2 days, and then basically chat voted and was like, we'd rather you not play permadeath so we can see progress. Because I was getting to the point about halfway through building the car, like, I'd get the engine in, start getting the suspension, all that set up, and then stuff would happen, because learning the game. But yeah. You've been actively working on dying for the last few hours, so you've got a raid all warmed up for you. Excellent. But what's happened is because I died, I got kicked down the city. I don't know where my moped is. The van is in a ditch. My car's not quite ready to drive. And the moped died because there's a rally race going on. I was just trying to get to the place and I got run over by a car. And I'm just for the life of me walking this way and hoping for the best. Yeah, no, that was the thing. I figured when people were like, oh yeah, you can soft lock it, I'm like, yeah, I believe it. I figured it was gonna be like you drop something important to the ground and it's just gone. But yeah, so I've genuinely got mixed feelings about my summer car. I actually really like the whole gameplay loop of you work on your car, you have to do odd jobs, make some money to make your car better. That sounds good. I now want it not janky as all get out. And I don't honestly mind any of the physics jank and all that. That can be fine and endearing. But like, the game is notorious for, hey, we need you to deliver wood. Where do you get the wood? I'm not telling. Where do you deliver wood? Vaguely over there. But where exactly? I'm not telling. That part I'm less enthused about. See, things you drop through the group, have other people told you where they show up? No, but also don't spoil that, because I do want to represent, like, the game if you actually play it. Because, like, as a content creator, I can have people just, like, feed me the information, so you can take a game that's got crap for teaching you mechanics and all that, and I can get through it by basically letting chat carry me. But I like to represent, hey, if you just bought this game and you're sitting down and playing it, how was that experience for you? And sometimes there are games that are very beloved that are really bad about that. But I think it's good to build awareness of those things, because very genuinely, that's going to probably be your authentic experience, is that you'll play the game, you'll get frustrated and be like, this is a dumb game and I'm not going to play it. If you have a game that, like, literally is so cryptic it doesn't teach you anything. Well, now I can literally make out absolutely nothing. Wait, I saw something for a moment there. Yeah, so we're probably accepting death here. Because the bus took us too long to get home, and now I can't see the way home. So we may be effectively soft-locked in a certain way, and the reason for it is I can't get home before it's dark, and I don't have a means of giving me the light to find my way home. I can't swim across the lake, which would be the most direct route, because then I could see the way home. The bus rider's shame takes an attempt or 3 to succeed. Is there a gamma adjustment? No. So if you look in here, there's no volume. There's no anything like this. The game deliberately has, like, next to no controls or whatever. So, like, I can't adjust the game volume, I can't adjust the gamma, I can't adjust hardly anything. Which is another thing I ding it for. It's like, okay, you want to be a janky game? Look, man, giving a volume slider is not that much to ask. I'm gonna intentionally start running to dehydrate us sooner to kill us. Because now we're just dragging this out. If you do if you do end up quitting this, you should look up Bezo, or I've never heard of that before. Like what is that? Like, is it another game of this type or whatever? Because don't get me wrong, my summer car kind of got like... It's a cheap ripoff, but then even worse, why would I play that? That'd literally be just a waste of money for me. Like, I don't know if I'm running into a wall or what's happening right now. There we go. Finally in the red. Because if I don't die, I just exit out and come back in. I think it'll come back the exact same time of day. So I'm assuming if I die of dehydration, it will be a different time of day. On the plus side, we did learn where we get the serpentine belt. We will just need to get a new letter for the wheels. And like I said, I'm not sure if the wheels will come with tires on them. I suspect we have to go find tires. We haven't been to Lape or whatever it is. My guess is there's going because there's going to be something important there. Like, I don't know if it'll be another job we can work, whatever. Then you get your blood pumping like a good old My Summer Car Rally playing on permadeath. One screw up and you're done. Yeah, and I play a lot of permadeath on the channel. So like, that's my comments about this isn't me being like, oh, permadeath. No, I play tons of Project Zomboid. I used to hold a world record in the game and everything. I've done very punishing death games for honestly about as far back as they can go. Like Ultima Online, dying can be extremely punishing back in the day. EVE Online, death is very punishing back in the day. Oh yeah. No, that's the thing. People enjoy the game, but I think this is a game you have to look stuff up to enjoy it. I think it falls into that category. Like, when you can't figure out how to deliver the wood, you gotta look and be like, why can't I deliver the wood? You never looked up a single thing? Well, that's cool. What am I even looking at anymore? I can see the radio tower. You think this even had guides back in 2016? I'm willing to bet you could find YouTube videos. I'm willing to bet I could find YouTube videos dating back to like 2016 about like, hey, here's this weird game. Probably not many. You probably got to get into the fringes. It took you almost 140 hours to get the car running, and the building was so much easier back then. Interesting. It takes entirely too long to die when you're trying. If you don't have supplies to speed it up. Preservation? Yeah, but sometimes you gotta stop and go, okay, but I'm persevering. But also, with that perseverance, would I be better served literally just doing something else and persevering? Like, I enjoy a difficult, brutal game. Absolutely. I play tons of them. But I want the game challenge to be in the game, not in obscurity. Seriously, die already, man. I'm like running you this whole time. But this is our experience the first time we dehydrated. Like when I went to maximum hunger, I died in a matter of seconds when it went red. Versus even running, it seems like you can be there. Why do you want to die? Because we're going to die. I'm trying to speed it up. We are in a situation where we have no idea where we are. We can't see anything, and I can't, like, even if I'm on the right track, I'm not going to be able to get to my house and drink in time. Yeah, the game has to be entertaining enough for perseverance to be worth it and feel rewarding. Right. And I'm not, it's like, that's the thing I'm torn about. I actually really like when, you know, you start working on the car and all that. I really like the building the car, and I like the idea of using, like, the jobs to fund being able to upgrade. That sounds great to me. But the issue is all the times where you're like, okay, we'll deliver the log. $50 is the best. That sounds terrible, man. Like, wasn't Project Zomboid like 15-20 bucks or something like that? Terraria, Minecraft, when it, like, before Steam and all that. I think Stardew Valley was in that price range. You like to suffer? Hey, that's fine. And chat, I am realizing that I'm gonna have to step away here for just a minute. So I'm gonna let our character die here real fast, because I have lost track of time. This is about the time my wife gets home, so this is about where I take my first break of the stream. It is my big break of the stream for about 5 minutes. Then I run downstairs, I welcome my wife home, I throw some food in the dinner, and I'll be right back. $1,600 for $15, not bad, right? Yeah, no, I get it. Like, I get to enjoy the game. I'm not trying to be like, hey, you're not allowed to enjoy the game. I'm just kind of making the comment of, like, but if we're being objective from a game design standpoint of the game, it's got a lot of lacking places. Alright, well, I'll be back here in just a couple minutes, and thank you again for tuning in. I'll be right back. I'm gonna leave the game unpaused, just let the character die. I'll be back. Well, it's spring and summer. Let's get this planted, because that is the season we are in. That's literally what I'm growing right here as well. That is, it's fine. The tree's gone. We don't get to have this tree. Eat a potato, eat a potato. Too late. And it is done. Jeremiah Wiener has finally passed at 1 year, 4 months, 12 hours, 135,120 zombies killed. At the end, we have managed to reach 8 fitness, 9 strength. Oh, we're probably dead here. That's it. Keep the threat on one side of me. This is not good. All right, sweaty time. This is really bad. That's that. Yeah, no, that was definitely when they're all like, that's the whole scary thing. Like, a whole bunch of people, when I first did the rally point like that, they're like, but wouldn't rallying make it, like, when having no rally, wouldn't that make it way easier? Oh no, I chose the wrong thing. I didn't mean to arrest you. I meant to give you medicine. This is not at all the same thing that what I meant to do. Whoops. I unintentionally did a literal kidnapping. I wanted to inform you that I've subscribed to your vlog. In the recent post consisted of you in minimal apparel diving into a newly constructed natatorium. Afterwards, I took note the beads of water shimmering off your epidermal layer, and as such, I felt compelled to report my observations to you. However, my observations were inconclusive, so I have no choice but to closely monitor the future video logs for possible reoccurring instances of dermal hydrosis. Henceforth, the aforementioned subscription, all in the name of science, of course, regards, Victoria. Oh, this is my coworker, not the... Hang on, I thought this was just some, like, inappropriate, you know, like, just inappropriate, unsolicited thing that she was trying to, like, talk up the science because she knows, like, we're some breaking engineer and everything. Nope, this is my coworker. She was in a fit of rage. She was really bored. She wanted something to do, and she had a knife. You know, we've all been there, right? Just you get a little bored and you would just attempt to murder. I can't do it. I can't stop laughing. It's gonna sound like some, like, horrible dog sound or something. That's awful. That's terrible. That's the one I am sending. For the record, I had to clip at least. Mr. Theo is good at singing. I want to be like him when I grow up. What do you want to be when you grow up? Sir, that is a question that creates an existential crisis I am not prepared to fight. This is not the way I should have done this. Oh well, it's too late to turn around and rethink our choices. That is death right there. Bully, 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 bully. I don't know if that was a zombie hitting us or if that was us falling down. I am uncertain. Oh. And here I was making the comment to myself earlier. It's like, you don't fire the gun when you left click it without. Unless you aim it. I would be wrong. That startled me. It also feels like it caters to that specifically. Yes, that's... You okay there, Bo? I'll just give you a moment to sort yourself out. Nothing's breaking, right? No. All right. I mean, you take your time. When you're ready, you can settle down. It's making terrible noises. I'm not sure how well you can hear it, but it's going crunch, crunch, crunch. And off the cliff. Whee! Alright, we apparently died. Let's see. Oh, it lacks a lot. No discussions there. Yeah, no, that's my whole thing. So I do think it is fair, though, to hold, like, the criticism against the game for bad game design. Because, sure, there's games you can have fun when you endure getting over that cliff. And it's not even bad for a game to have a learning cliff. I enjoy a lot of games that are not particularly well known on being friendly games to learn. Like EVE Online back in the day was a learning cliff. Elite Dangerous was a learning cliff. RimWorld to a lesser degree is a learning cliff. Project Zomboid's a learning cliff. But I would argue most of those have relatively good game design. Actually, RimWorld would be one of the ones that stand out there having the not as good game design. It's got some pretty crap UI. Okay. So we've been once again returned here. And I think it's sunrise now. So what we're going to try to do is hustle over to the bus stop, get on the bus again, and hopefully get back during the daytime today. Is that the bus I'm missing right now? So it's good to know that the bus has a schedule. I'm really hoping it's not one of those things that now I need to spend the next 2 in-game hours just sitting in the bus stop waiting for the bus to come back. Because honestly, I don't think we can walk that distance without dehydrating along the way. So actual question asking, how long in real life time do you think the wait will be before the bus arrives? Because, like, we just missed the bus. I don't have a watch or anything like that. It implies every 3 in-game hours? Stop. Stop, friend. Stop. No. Let's see, 5 minutes in real life equals 10 minutes? So that'd only be... Oh man, that'd be like... That can't be right. That'd be like 20 minutes. 5 minutes equals an hour. So 15-minute wait. Nah, we're not doing that. 15-minute wait. Nah, that'll kill the viewership just sitting here for 15 minutes staring at the road waiting for the bus to come back. That sounds awful. Well, chat, we're in a situation where I don't think we can walk home. I think we will actually die from hunger before we get home. I think thirst, I could find enough places along the way to manage. And then plus it's this speed the whole way around. So it's kind of one of those things, like, I feel like Sunday 2, the shop doesn't even open. Yeah, so I think we're basically in a situation where it's gonna be one of those ones of waiting like 15-20 minutes for the bus to wait to even begin the next thing. That to me... Oh, does the rally go on Sunday as well? Okay, well that's information. Like, that to me could be fine to do on my own time because I can just walk away. But from viewing, that sounds absolutely terrible. So unfortunately, unless we're just starting up a new save, because I sure as hell am not waiting 20 minutes to be allowed to play the game again. Yeah, I understand, like, people going, I'm gonna get through this game because it's hard. But when the way you play games, what do I do now? I wait. What else? No, that's what I'm doing. I wait. Yeah, it's not open yet because the person's not there. Oh, do you mean, man, only when you have fun people stick around? No, I mean, so actually that is part of content creation. If a person's clearly not enjoying a game, that usually will actually cause a decrease in viewership because they'll get frustrated and they'll bleed through and all that. My comment is more, if you're a viewer and you're expecting something to happen to the game, and it's like, what are we doing? We're staring at a bus stop. How long are we doing this for? 20 minutes. That's going to be a big turnoff for a lot of people because there is literally nothing happening at that point. So it is one of those things that the whole point of being a content creator is to provide entertainment. Staring at a bus stop is entertainment. Start a new game? Yeah, that's what I think we're at, is honestly, I like some of the ideas in my summer car. But honestly, the really bad game design, while I know that's kind of the meme, the gimmick, whatever you want for it, they're just a bit too much. So what's the point of non-permadeath? The idea would be you wouldn't lose progress, but it's just like, instead of progress, you get caught with all these things. Maybe if you know all the water... Yeah, that's a thing. I think I could actually manage with the water wells, because I saw like 3 or 4 of them along the way, and yeah, there'll be gaps I don't know where one is. But my concern is that actually hunger would be the thing that starts to run out before I get home. Because there's nothing I could do to mitigate... Like, at least not that I'm aware of. There's nothing I could do to mitigate it out here outside of go to the store or get home. There might be like 1 or 2 other places I'm blissfully unaware of, but that's fine. My thought is literally walking the entire way home. Yeah, no, like, that's the thing. With guides and reading up on the game outside of the game, I'm willing to bet there's the resources. So what I'm debating right now is one thing. Let me check one thing before I say this, because I might have another key for another game I can grab real fast that I hadn't been planning to mess with today. Let's see. Where are you at? I think I'm looking at the wrong platform. Because I don't mind, like, I actually enjoyed the permadeath side of things. The things that's hurting my fun of the game is the obtuseness of a lot of it. Didn't you want to do another run on a different file? No, I think honestly, if we get to the point that I'm restarting again, because then that puts me in like the permanent first the other. I do think, because like, if this is something that's going to stream all the time, sure. But like, you can already tell I'm just going to get frustrated with this game when we have like another run that we don't get very far. Oh, right. I'm honestly pretty aggravated on like the lack of audio controls and all that. Like, obtuse. Okay, cool. So I can actually put that on as a possibility. I was just checking to see if I had a key or not. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'll put a poll. And the poll will see, what are we doing now? One last permadeath run of this game. Saying Goku Dynasty, since people asked for that. Medieval Dynasty, since people asked for that, and I have keys for both of those. I don't have most of the other games listed there, and I'm not going to grab them right now. Trying to think, like, if I were to do something like... So I don't want to do Project Zomboid right now. I'm still pretty burnt out on Project Zomboid. RimWorld, I'd have to think of a run, and I'm kind of like in the, like, let's cool it on RimWorld. RimWorld's kind of like, the numbers are down on it. We've been doing a lot of it lately, so it's a good time to take a break from RimWorld. You can put SnowRunner back on the list. Put Pacific Drive back on the list. Alright, so I got a whole bunch of things put up there. So go ahead and drop a poll in there, or drop a vote in there on the poll. If you do not see the poll, refresh your browser. So the first one is basically we just say screw this run, and just start a new permadeath run, and then when we die, that'll be the end of this game, I think. Sengoku Dynasty is a like city building, colony building, whatever you want to call thing. First person, you chop wood, whatever. That kind of thing. And so we go, like, have you played Valheim? Yep, I played it a bunch of times through to the point I burned myself out before I started streaming. It's a good game. It's unfortunately a game I have burnt myself out on really bad that I've tried to go back once or twice since I started streaming. And I get to about the swamp phase, and I'm just like, I just don't feel like doing this anymore. It just gets way too grindy. Then both Medieval Dynasty and Sengoku Dynasty, you build up like a village or whatever where you kind of cut log by log and do it. Medieval Dynasty is medieval themed. Sengoku is like Sengoku era Japan themed. I have played Medieval Dynasty on the channel before, but it's been a very long time. SnowRunner is lovingly or not so lovingly referred to as Truck is Stuck Simulator. You basically go through that. We'd pick up where we left off in our hard mode playthrough there, doing Michigan, and then Pacific Drive is a driver extraction style game. So if you ever played Escape from Tarkov, where you bring in all your equipment, and then if you die, you lose your equipment. Well, I know there's the insurance, but you get the idea. Your equipment is at risk. It's the same idea, except you're driving and getting out of your car and grinding stuff and putting into your car and all that. And then there's not like horror, but like vaguely spooky things come after you. But yeah. So like I said, I've mostly enjoyed my summer car. Like, to be honest, like I would say it's still been more positive than a negative experience. It's just like right now I'm trying to consider it from the viewer perspective. And from what I'm seeing with the viewer perspective is with the permadeath, when we had like our 3 resets or whatever, that is rebuilding the engine, I was already getting a lot of people being like, oh, we're building the engine again. That it was very clear people were getting tired of seeing me rebuild the engine again. And so we turned off permadeath, only to find that permadeath in some ways is even more tedious in that you die and get separated from an easy way to get home, which means we walk of shame our way the whole way home or ride the bus of shame the whole way home. And even that gets dodgy. I wonder if, like, it'd probably almost be the answer to, like, leave the boat on this side for if that happens. And that might be a way to mitigate that. But even then, I still have to do that trip where, like, I drop off the boat, then ride the bus home kind of thing. Just in case I die to avoid having to ride the bus home. And then if we do run into that situation again, I still have to ride the bus because I have to ride, you know, take the boat over.
Who's ready for levels?
I am.
Enjoy.
You too. I love you.
I love you.
But yeah. But what I want to see is I want to see a game like this. So far as you have your car, it's a piece of junk. You have to like put it together barely, like you don't even have all the parts. So you got to kind of like build out your car to get that together to then be able to like do odd jobs, to like make a little bit more money, to upgrade your car. I would love to see that game. I would love to see like a proper like AA game done of that. So like proper quality and all that. That would be a game I could see sinking unreasonable number of hours in. To me, it's almost a shame that the developer behind this, you know, goes for the more trolley route and all that and a bunch of stuff. Like, it's fine. I don't think it's bad, but you know, needing to pee everywhere. Dredge, but with cars? Sure, something like that. I was actually thinking a little bit harder than Dredge, but yeah. Like, I'm down for it to be hard. Like, to be clear, I'm down for it to be hard. Just not with this kind of tedium. Yeah, there's no way we'd make it home going this way. I'm not even past the radio tower, which I think is maybe halfway across the north side. And I still have to get halfway to the south as well, and then turn up the peninsula. And we're already a third through our thirst and hunger. There's no way we'd make it walking it. Okay, so people have voted for Medieval Dynasty, so we do think we are going to be wrapping up my summer car. Like I said, my big problem with it here is the dead time we have here. Like, from a content creator perspective, I don't mind games being brutal and punishing and all that. I think I actually would enjoy permadeath mode far more. But from the perspective of viewership as a content creator, you get stuck rewatching the same part of the car getting built again and again. And then if we don't do permadeath, we end up with crap like this, where it's, what am I doing? Literally waiting 15 minutes and doing absolutely nothing for the bus to come around. Or this. Again, it's fine if you want to play that way, it's fine if you enjoy it, don't let me yuck your yum. But unfortunately, this feels like the kind of thing that's gonna be a miss from me being able to do the channel. That said, I don't regret streaming the last couple days. This is our third day streaming it now. But yeah, I really wanted to get the car up and running. We were down to just getting the serpentine belt and the wheels and the tires. If I would have been willing to... See, that's the other thing, is I can't even go to bed early to, like, skip some time. Because I accepted that going on the road during the rally race was dangerous, which is what did get me killed. I actually expected us to restore to our last save so we could just do something else. I was just kind of stuck going, what the heck am I doing? I can't deliver the wood today. My car's not finished today. I can't really drive on the roads today without risking myself. And it felt like the game had kind of cornered me into, you don't have something to work on today. And so rather than sitting there doing nothing for the day, because that's not entertaining, I was like, alright, well, I'll just drive. Maybe I die, maybe that's content. Maybe I make it and we make progress. And then when we did die, and it started this chain reaction of just downtime of waiting on a bus and walking, it's like, oh, this is really bad from a viewership perspective. Anyways, so let's go ahead and get this out of here. I don't think we'll be playing more of this on the channel, unfortunately. Like I said, it's unfortunately bad game design, dev decisions to have kind of the punishment be just monotony of just waiting. That's kind of a killer. From content creation, you can't have that kind of downtime. And I do know there's people who play this in their categories and whatever, and that's cool. I do think permadeath, if you're going to stream it, you gotta permadeath it. I think that's just the reality of it, unfortunately. But I was already kind of getting pushed back in that, so that's fine. So it's going to end up happening if you're watching over on, even as a player, no thanks. Yeah, no, that's definitely one of those ones that, like, the death being punishing, I'm on board with that. Like, the punishment being, oh, you get to sit here and wait for 15 minutes. Screw that, man. That's just being a jerk. Alright, so I was going to tell YouTube that they're going to be going down and coming back up, but I forgot to.